don't need any more motivation. You don't need any more Pinterest boards. You don't need any more vision boards. No more self-help books. You need to stop escaping your life and actually rebuild it. You need to start trusting yourself one action at a time. So back when I was in my early teenage years, I had a point to where I felt like I couldn't do anything but just overthink and isolate myself in my room, literally eat junk food like ramen, Takis, microwavable food, and just ignoring my goals and what I actually wanted to do. And I was calling it rest. But in actuality, it was self-sabotage, and I just had to wake the fuck up. I want you to ask the question, what if stress isn't the enemy? What if it's your reaction to it? What if you could stop self-sabotaging without judging yourself at all? Stress makes you feel like if you haven't done everything all at once, then you're a failure. And that's just not true. Stress puts this unnecessary ticking clock on our accomplishments and our goals. Stress lies to you about who you are. When you're in survival mode, stress tells you that you're lazy, you're stupid, you're worth nothing. But those are just fear loops. That's not you. That is just your fear talking. That is just your nervous system freaking out. Instead of actually working towards our goals, stress convinces us to rest in ways that aren't actually restorative to us. Like I was saying, binge eating food that is not good for my body, isolating myself, zoning out. It's a trick. It can really feel like a break, but really all it's doing is just building a cage around our lives. Stress wants you to feel stuck, but you want movement. Self-sabotage isn't actually about laziness. It's about the exhaustion from carrying all of your fears all at once. When you do one small action, you actually begin to build momentum. And that's exactly how you're gonna take your power back. Stress will lie to you, but your daily habits are gonna tell you the truth. You're capable, you're healing, you're growing. You don't have to do everything. You just have to do something. Listen closely to what I'm about to say. You cannot shame yourself into growth. You can't hate yourself into healing. That voice in your head telling you that you're lazy, broken, and stupid, that is not your truth. That's your trauma. That's the programming. And it's time to let that shit go. Shame keeps you stuck. It's paralyzing. It doesn't want you to move. It doesn't motivate you. It makes you freeze. Some guy in a motorbike. But like I was saying, fear and stress makes you freeze. It makes you, oh my God. And he's not even hot. If you're gonna have a motorcycle and be loud, at least be sexy. Anyways, so shame and the fear, it just makes you freeze. It makes the mess feel bigger than it actually is. It takes one undone task into this whole identity crisis. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't get to clean my room today, so I'm never gonna live my dream life. Or I'm behind on this bill, so I'm never gonna be financially independent or wealthy. But no, being a little bit behind, it doesn't mean that you're failing. It just means that you're human. And the only way out of this is gonna be action. And it's not always the big actions. It's the small, digestible ones. These steps remind your body and your brain that, hey, we're safe and we're showing up again. So clean the sink, stretch for 5 minutes, send in that paper, film that video, take the trash out. That is healing and that is power. And even though at the beginning of the video, I was talking about that you don't need any more like affirmations and vision boards and yada, 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 those still do have a place. And those are why I do just keep those so close to me. You don't need a million of them, but just one or two things that you can look back at or just like tell yourself, like just reminders that Remind yourself of who you are and the person that you want to be. Even if that's not where you're at right now, that is where you're headed. That is what you're working for. These are things that remind me that, hey, I am not lazy. I am growing. I am building. I am becoming the woman who is stepping into her power. Instead of saying, I didn't do anything today, I suck. Instead say, I was feeling overwhelmed today, but tomorrow I'm going to try again with a little bit of love. I'm going to do something kind for myself. This is how you're going to build a life that's actually rooted in real growth and not in punishment. You break this cycle by choosing softness over shame. You heal by doing something small, not by doing everything all at once. You don't have to fight your way into a new life. You just have to walk towards it. Kindly, consistently, slowly. If you don't feel safe, you won't take action, period. That's why they say that you can't heal in the same environment that got you sick. And I believe that. Your nervous system has to believe that you're not in any sort of danger or harm before it actually wants to start creating things and building things. So the goal isn't just to want to hustle harder. It's actually like to feel soft enough to begin. And for us girlies, that is so important. Sometimes it's not a perfect environment. It's not the silence or the candles and the dozen roses. Those things can be helpful and beneficial, but a safe place is any mental or physical space where your inner critic isn't going to be the loudest in the room. It's a place where you feel permission to just try. Safe space can look like setting a timer on your phone for 5 minutes instead of planning something for 5 hours. It can be putting your phone on do not disturb. It can be doing some of your chores. It can be playing one of your favorite songs that makes you feel good, or talking to yourself like you would a friend, or talking to a friend. Safe space is about safety. It's not perfection. You don't need the perfect moment. You just need a soft one. You don't need the full plan. You just need the next choice of your life to feel kind and to not feel punishing. You're allowed to build your dream life without forcing yourself. You're allowed to slow down and ground and then act from a sense of clarity. Life isn't in a rush. You are, and that's why you feel so stressed, because you feel like, oh, I'm supposed to be here as a 24-year-old or however old you are. But in actuality, that is just not how life works. And the quicker you get that through your little noggin, the less stress you're gonna have. So make one safe space for yourself today, whether it be within your schedule, in your room. Take that one small step to help you back away from your self-sabotage. That's how you come back to yourself. At the end of the day, it all comes down to this. You have to believe and trust in your power, even if it's quiet. Even when it doesn't look like anybody else's. Even when you feel broken or unsure, you are still powerful. The fact that you're even trying to break these patterns, that's power. The fact that you're even watching this video shows that you want to break these patterns and that you have the capability to. You're not lost, you're becoming, and you're remembering who you are. You don't have to rush, and you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep choosing yourself and choosing your dream life. You are the one that you've been waiting for. All right, y'all. I will see you guys in the next video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please let me know what you thought. And yeah, I'll see you guys until next time. Trees, no leaves.